It's no secret. Younger women often find older men appealing. Qualities like life experience, emotional maturity, and a sense of stability naturally make older men stand out. But here's the catch. Many older men unknowingly sabotage their own chances. I've seen it time and again. Men in their 40s, 50s, and beyond repeating the same missteps, leaving them stuck, single, and frustrated. The truth is, these mistakes don't just cost you her attention, they also rob you of the opportunity to showcase your best self. That's a shame, because older men have so much to offer. Your wisdom, stability, and ability to build meaningful connections are natural strengths that younger men often can't match. Yet, without realizing it, many older men fail to highlight these qualities, falling into patterns that push women away instead of drawing them closer. Here's the good news. You don't need to reinvent yourself to turn things around. It's not about becoming someone you're not. It's about understanding what works and what doesn't. Small changes in how you approach relationships can make a world of difference. By avoiding a few common pitfalls, you can not only transform how women perceive you, but also gain a deeper sense of confidence in who you are. So, let's dive in. Today, we're going to explore the 7 most common mistakes older men make when connecting with younger women, and how avoiding these can unlock not just better relationships, but also a stronger version of yourself. Stick with me, and let's uncover what's truly possible. Mistake number 1, idolizing her. Let's talk about the first and most common mistake older men make when interacting with younger women: idolizing her. Picture this. You're in front of a stunning younger woman. She's radiating energy, beauty, and charisma, and you feel the pressure building. Your mind races. Don't mess this up. She's way out of my league. What happens next? You freeze. You panic. You start bending over backward to impress her. You overcompensate by being excessively polite, overly agreeable, and steering the conversation into the safest, most uninspiring topics. You try so hard not to offend or make a mistake that you end up fading into the background. Here's the uncomfortable truth. This approach backfires big time. Women aren't drawn to men who pedestalize them. They're drawn to men who can stand beside them as equals, with poise, confidence, and self-assuredness. When you idolize someone, you subconsciously position them above you, as though their value eclipses your own. This mindset creates an unbalanced dynamic where every interaction feels like a high-stakes test. You start second-guessing yourself, overthinking your words, and projecting insecurity. And insecurity, it's not just unattractive, it's emotionally draining for both parties. The key to overcoming this lies in changing how you perceive her. Stop viewing younger women as unattainable prizes to win. Instead, see them for what they are: human beings. They're flawed, quirky, and imperfect, just like you. The moment you normalize your interactions with women, regardless of age, the pedestal crumbles. Start by making casual, genuine conversations a habit. Talk to women of all ages and backgrounds without obsessing over the outcome. This practice will help you realize they're not mythical creatures or trophies, but individuals capable of connection and understanding. This shift in perspective empowers you to approach them with ease and authenticity. And here's a crucial reminder: you're not auditioning for her approval. She's not a rare artifact you must earn. She's another person navigating life, and compatibility is a mutual process. It's a two-way street where both of you are evaluating whether a connection feels right. When you adopt this mindset, the fear of rejection loses its grip. you'll understand that your value isn't tied to whether she chooses you. Someone else will always be out there, and the world is full of opportunities for meaningful connections. True power lies in recognizing your worth. Stand grounded, let go of the need to prove yourself, and approach relationships with confidence and authenticity. When you stop idolizing, you open the door to genuine, balanced interactions where mutual respect and admiration can truly flourish. Mistake number 2, messing up the age question. Picture this. You're having an enjoyable, seamless conversation with a younger woman. Everything's going well, and then she casually drops the question, "So, how old are you?" For many older men, this is the point where nerves start to creep in. Some respond with a rushed, awkward answer, while others fumble and try to avoid the question altogether. The confident, interesting man who had caught her attention suddenly starts to shrink in front of her. Here's the real issue. It's not the question that creates the discomfort. It's your reaction to it. When you respond with insecurity, you're signaling to her that your age is something to be ashamed of. And if you see it as a problem, she's more likely to see it that way too. This fear stems from societal narratives that make older men feel self-conscious about dating younger women. It's easy to internalize these messages, leading to doubt or unease. But let's be clear, your age isn't the problem. The real challenge lies in how you frame it. When the topic of age comes up, your confidence, or lack thereof, will dictate how it's perceived. Handle it well, and your age can even become an attractive quality, a sign of the experience, wisdom, and stability you bring to the table. There are 2 effective ways to approach this question, with playful humor or calm directness. If you're naturally playful, you can use humor to lighten the mood. Try saying something like, "I'm actually too old for you. We'd never work out," with a teasing smile, or jokingly count on your fingers. "Let's see, I'm 700 months old. How about you?" Humor diffuses tension and creates a moment of connection. If humor doesn't feel authentic to you, a direct and composed response works just as well. Simply state your age with confidence and a smile, like, "I'm 47. Then pause for a beat and smoothly steer the conversation back to a topic you're both enjoying. This approach shows her that your age is a non-issue, and more importantly, that you're comfortable with yourself. Confidence is the key here. When you own your age with pride and self-assurance, you're reframing it as a strength, not a limitation. You're showing her that you're grounded and secure, qualities that naturally draw people in. Remember, how you handle the age question sets the tone for how she perceives you. If you approach it with calm confidence, it demonstrates that you value yourself for who you are, age and all. So next time you're faced with this question, don't shy away. Own it, embrace it, and continue the conversation like the self-assured man you are. Mistake number 3. Why leading with money undermines genuine connections. Many older men fall into the trap of believing their financial success is the ultimate key to attracting younger women. The thinking goes something like this: if I show her how much I have, she'll be impressed, and I'll win her over. So, they lead with their wallets, showcasing expensive cars, luxurious vacations, high-paying jobs, or the fancy restaurants they frequent. Some even take it further, buying gifts, paying bills, or sending money to women they barely know. While this approach might catch her attention initially, it's likely the wrong kind of attention. Here's the truth: when you make money the focal point, you reduce yourself to little more than an ATM. Sure, financial success can be appealing. It signals stability and ambition, but if it's all you emphasize, you'll attract women who see you as a means to an end, not as a person worth knowing. These women aren't interested in connection or mutual respect. They're focused on what you can provide materially. If you want meaningful interactions, it's time to shift the focus. Stop using your wealth as the opening act of your story. Instead, let it emerge naturally over time, as one piece of the much larger picture of who you are. Highlight your character, values, sense of humor, and the life experiences that have shaped you. These qualities are what truly create connection. The women who are worth your time aren't looking for someone to bankroll their lifestyle. They're looking for someone they can respect, trust, and share their lives with. When you lead with your character, showing confidence, authenticity, and depth, you'll attract women who value you for who you are, not just what you have. Money is a tool, not a crutch. Use it wisely, but don't let it define you. True confidence comes from within, and when you lead with that, you set the stage for relationships built on mutual respect and genuine connection. That's what makes a man truly stand out. Mistake number 4, falling into the mentor trap. A common misstep older men make when connecting with younger women is assuming the role of a guide or mentor. They believe that by showcasing their knowledge, whether it's career advice, life lessons, or general guidance, they'll eventually prove their worth. Beneath this helpful exterior, though, they're often concealing a romantic interest. At first glance, this may appear harmless. You're demonstrating your expertise, which can seem like a positive way to stand out. However, here's where the issue arises. Once you position yourself as a mentor, you unintentionally strip away any spark of romance. You turn into the respected advisor she looks up to, rather than the potential partner she might desire. The problem intensifies when you decide to make a move. Because you've spent all that time acting like a teacher, your romantic gesture catches her off guard. Instead of feeling flattered, she might feel unsettled or misled. Why does this happen? Because you've set a dynamic where you're the tutor and she's the student, leaving little room for a playful or passionate connection. If you genuinely want a younger woman to see you as more than just a friend or mentor, you need to lay the groundwork from the very beginning. Sprinkling in light flirtation, humor, and genuine compliments goes a long way. By creating a playful, engaging atmosphere early on, you establish a tone that can blossom into genuine attraction. Waiting too long to reveal your interest often results in an awkward pivot from wise advisor to hopeful suitor, which rarely feels natural for either person. Authenticity is key here. If your real intention is to explore a romantic bond, don't pretend you're solely interested in being a guide. Show her the confident, fun-loving side of you that complements your life experience. Remember that it's all about balance. Yes, your wisdom and insights can be appealing, but they shouldn't overshadow the fact that you're also capable of creating chemistry and excitement. Ultimately, dropping the mentor mask allows true attraction to flourish. You'll avoid the dreaded friend zone because you're no longer focusing on being just a helpful figure in her life. Instead, you're presenting yourself as a well-rounded individual, someone who combines life experience with genuine warmth and charisma. That's the kind of dynamic that leads to real, lasting connections. Mistake number 5, overdoing the quest for youthfulness. A common pitfall many older men fall into is trying far too hard to appear younger. They swap out their usual style for trendy outfits that don't truly suit them, sprinkle in slang they barely understand, and chase whatever cultural craze seems popular at the moment, all in an effort to blend in with a younger crowd. Unfortunately, these attempts often backfire. Instead of exuding self-assurance and relaxed charm, they come across as forced, uncomfortable, and ultimately insecure. Younger women in particular tend to pick up on this instantly. Rather than admiring your efforts, they're likely to feel a disconnect, sensing that you're not at ease with who you really are. Here's the simple truth. Trying to look or act younger rarely enhances your appeal. In fact, it can do the opposite by drawing attention to any underlying insecurities about age. What genuinely makes you attractive is your ability to embrace your years with confidence. A well-groomed, stylish man who naturally carries himself with poise will always have a stronger presence than someone who appears to be putting on an act. If you want to feel and look your best, invest in areas that truly count. Choose a wardrobe that reflects your maturity, yet keeps things fresh. Prioritize your health and fitness, not to magically turn back the clock, but to ensure you're energetic, vibrant, and comfortable in your own skin. In conversations, skip the temptation to adopt the latest slang or pop culture references unless they're genuinely part of your world. Instead, share your experiences and insights openly, knowing that wisdom is one of your greatest assets. Remember, younger women often seek out older men precisely for their confidence, stability, and life experience. By trying too hard to look youthful, you risk undermining those very qualities that set you apart. Embracing your true self doesn't mean letting yourself go. It means refining what you already have and letting your natural strengths shine through. So, resist the urge to compete with the younger generation on their own turf. That's not the game you were meant to play, and it's not where your true power lies. Lean into who you are, a person shaped by valuable lessons and experiences, and let your genuine confidence speak for itself. In the end, authenticity will always be far more attractive than any superficial attempts to turn back time. Mistake number 6, putting all your achievements front and center. A frequent misstep older men make is monopolizing conversations by spotlighting their accomplishments. They believe that by detailing their professional triumphs, academic milestones, or impressive life experiences, they'll automatically prove their worth to a younger woman. While there's nothing inherently wrong with feeling proud of what you've achieved, bombarding her with your accolades can actually push her away. Why does this happen? Because when you dominate the discussion with your list of successes, you unintentionally shift the focus solely onto yourself. The conversation stops being a two-way exchange and becomes more like a personal commercial. Instead of coming across as confident, you might seem self-absorbed, or worse yet, desperate for validation. Younger women, just like anyone else, generally want a genuine connection. They're not looking for a job application. They're looking for meaningful interaction that goes beyond ticking boxes on a resume. Real attraction blossoms through mutual understanding, shared experiences, and authentic emotional resonance, not by reciting a catalogue of achievements. The solution? Tuck your successes into your back pocket and let them emerge naturally. Or, better still, give her time to discover them on her own. Focus on being present, asking thoughtful questions, and truly hearing what she has to say. When she feels heard and respected, she's far more likely to be curious about your background and accomplishments. Remember, a self-assured man doesn't need to constantly prove he's worthy. His demeanor and genuine interest in others speak volumes, Shifting your attention toward her, rather than rattling off everything you've ever done, creates a balanced, engaging conversation. By highlighting who you are as a person, rather than just what you've achieved, you foster a space where deeper connection can take root. Ultimately, that sense of authentic give and take is what keeps both of you genuinely invested. Mistake number 7, overlooking your physical presence. A major oversight many older men commit is neglecting their physical presence. Over the years, it's easy to assume that your achievements, personality, or life experience will always carry the day. Yet the truth is that attraction often hinges just as much on how you present yourself as it does on who you are inside. No one expects you to look like an action movie star, but letting your health and grooming fall by the wayside signals a lack of effort. And that can quickly dampen a younger woman's interest. When your appearance is unkempt, your clothes fit poorly, or you haven't tended to your overall wellness, it can overshadow even the best parts of your character. Younger women in particular are drawn to the stability and confidence that older men often exude. However, if your exterior doesn't match that energy, you create a dissonance between how you carry yourself and how you actually want to be perceived. It's not about pretending to be 25 again. It's about being the most polished and vibrant version of who you are right now. The good news is that improving your physical presence can be straightforward. Start with the essentials: a neat haircut, well-groomed facial hair, and clean, maintained nails. Update your wardrobe with timeless pieces that fit well and complement your personal style. And of course, prioritize your health. Regular exercise and a balanced diet not only enhance your appearance, but also boost your confidence and overall mood. For those who've let things slide, it's never too late to refocus. Simple changes, such as better posture or a small wardrobe refresh, can make a big impact on how others view you and how you feel about yourself. Ultimately, your physical presence is a reflection of how much you respect yourself, and that self-respect is truly magnetic. By treating your appearance as part of who you are, rather than an afterthought, you'll naturally radiate the grounded, appealing energy that draws people in. When you make a genuine commitment to your own growth, you naturally become someone others want to invest in. That's why we've spent time exploring the 7 common missteps older men often make with younger women. Here's a quick rundown: putting her on a pedestal, stumbling over the age question, leading conversations with your bank balance, playing the mentor, going overboard to appear youthful, monopolizing the dialogue with your successes, and disregarding your physical presence. At the heart of all these pitfalls is a single underlying issue: failing to fully accept and embrace who you are. Younger women aren't looking for an idealized partner. They're drawn to authenticity, confidence, and self-awareness. The moment you let go of the need to prove yourself, stop obsessing over your perceived flaws, and instead channel your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, everything shifts. Here at the Stoic Spirit, our guiding principle is about more than just helping men make better connections. It's about encouraging them to live with purpose and inner strength. Fixing these 7 mistakes isn't solely about finding the right partner. It's about redefining your mindset and building the life you truly want. When you align with Stoic wisdom, you learn that real transformation comes from internal resilience and self-respect. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on where you can improve. Start making small, focused changes today. whether that means working on your confidence, honing your communication skills, or caring for your physical health. Progress is a journey, not a one-time event. Thank you for joining me, and remember, a man who invests in himself naturally inspires others to do the same. I look forward to sharing more insights with you next time on the Stoic Spirit.